Hello, salam alaikum. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to this channel. Hope you're having an amazing day. I was like always planning on making this video, but I wanted to do it when I had like bigger platform, bigger audience, but I'm done gatekeeping. So let's just get into it. To be my religious journey and how I found Allah, how it all happened. I'm gonna tell you everything from the beginning, just to share my story and just so that people can relate to it and know that I wasn't like one day I woke up and I decided to be religious and everything changed. It was a journey, a long journey of ups and downs, and I want to share it with you for you to be able to, anyone to be able to relate to it and know that they're not alone. And if you're in a bad place with your faith, it doesn't mean that it's always gonna be like this, and to let you know that it's temporary. Let's just get into it. So since I was younger, I've always had interest in Allah and a religion. The most basic question you can ask yourself as a human is, even as a kid, is why are we here? Why did Allah create us? Who is Allah? I always had questions. And I remember like when I was young, I've always loved Islamic class and it would always interest me. I used to pray on and off. This when I was like 10 years old, I was a kid. And I remember I've always had this kind of khushu' inside of me. I don't know why. It was just there, okay? I'm not explaining it. And I remember when I was a kid, I was 9, everyone was talking about how the world was gonna end in 2012. I remember at that time I was like so scared. Oh my god, Allah, and I felt like that. I was up. I remember at that time I was literally scared that the world was gonna end. It was so stupid. I was a kid and I prayed and I cried. Oh my god, I'm not ready to die. So I don't know why, but that was kind of spiritual to me, and I remembered it. Like that feeling that I got when I prayed back then, when I thought the world was gonna end, is similar to the one I get right now when I feel close to Allah. I was like 10 years old. I've always had that guilt. I wasn't praying. You know, there's the hadith where you have to start praying at 10. I was 10. I was always thinking about prayer and stuff. I felt guilty and I used to pray on and off, and then something happened that I want to keep to myself. I decided after praying on and off and stuff on January 1st, 2016, just start praying. I started and I was like, January 1st, good date. Let's just start praying and never stop. And I've owned up to that. I haven't stopped until this day, alhamdulillah. And back then it was just prayer. I just started praying and my prayer was not perfect at all. Like, yes, I didn't miss a prayer, but I always, like, for example, Maghrib, I would like wait 2 hours to pray. I was like always delaying prayers, and I've always tried to improve that. So I stopped delaying my prayers, and then after that I started slowly praying Shafa al-Watr after Isha, and then I started praying Nawafil. Slowly. That's just for my prayer. Like, I started praying before I hit puberty. Then that year I hit puberty, and then I fasted my first Ramadan. My first Ramadan was not very spiritual. It was just, I was just struggling with fasting, honestly. I'm a little nervous, as you can see. Like, my voice is a little shaky because it's a really touchy subject. Next Ramadan was the first Ramadan I finished the Quran for the first time. And then whenever the Quran finished it, I didn't want to stop reading the Quran. I always wanted to improve myself. So I always felt guilty because I was distant from the Quran. And then I started reading the Quran outside of Ramadan, like, and then I started reading every 2 days, and I started reading every day. Then I started waking up for Fajr, you know, slowly. And then fast forward to beginning of 2018. It was, how do we say? When I hit rock bottom. And it was also one of the things that I'm most thankful for. It was January, and I've always kept up with my prayer, kept up with my reading Quran, kept up like everything. Not everything, but you know, I was just praying, reading Quran, and that's it. Like, I didn't do much, but I've always wanted to improve. And then I was always reading Quran, and then some questions started to pop in my head. Questions that, you know, you have as a kid, and then they start building up. Shaitan is there, you know how it goes. And I felt guilty for having those questions. Like, I questioned everything. Like, I was literally, like, every day I would read my everyday word, grab my Quran, open the page and start reading, and I would basically read ayats and be like, I don't know if that's even true. Like, I don't know if I believe in what I'm reading right now. And it got so bad. It was like the lowest point ever for me in my religious journey. So much overthinking and anxiety, and it was almost got to OCD. I don't want to self-diagnose, but I had severe OCD. Like shaitan got me. So I was like, I don't even know if Allah actually exists. I don't know anything. And does me questioning if Allah exists not, like, am I not a Muslim right now? Like, I was just, to this point, I wasn't wearing hijab or anything. And I was still, it was my last year in middle school. Am I Muslim right now? I don't know what's going on and stuff. It was so bad because, look, to me, Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and believe in Allah is the concrete of my existence. If that's ruined, if that's shaking, then all of my existence and everything that I've ever believed in is shaking, you know? So literally it would get so severe. Like, I'm praying and in sujood, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm praying for. I don't even know if this is actually true. Like, I would literally get to the point where I grab a pen. I would like grab a red pen, then I'll be like, I don't even know if this is a red pen. Is it blue? Like, it was so bad. And the mistake that I made at that time was not seeking help. I literally didn't tell anyone of what I was going through in my head. Like, I was literally going crazy and I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even know what I was going through. So if you're going through something similar, please seek help. Tell anyone. Literally was able to talk about this. Like, just recently I told my mom and my close friends. So don't do that. If you're going through something like this, it's okay to tell people. If you know people around you aren't going to help, you can literally DM me because I'm here and you don't have to go through this alone. I would go in sujood and be like, Ya Rab, if you're here, please make this go away. Please bring back my iman and my faith. I only told Allah, like, I literally was only talking to Allah about this, even though I had doubts. The thing is that I felt guilty because I had doubts. And actually, having doubts and questions is normal. And there's this ayah in Surah An-Naba that says, عَمَّا يَتَسَأَلُونَ عَنِ النَّبَإِ الْعَظِيمِ. I'm literally questioning our existence, this Naba al-Azim, and it's totally normal. Also, the Prophet Ibrahim, if I'm not mistaken, alayhi salam, asked to see Allah, and then Allah told him, why do you have doubts? And he was like, just so that I can, like, لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. And Allah fulfilled his request. So it's okay to have doubts. What's the difference between us and the people who follow the religion of their parents? If you don't question, like, you're not supposed to be given a religion, including Islam, and not question it and not search for it and just follow it with blind eyes, you know? That I didn't know back then. So I blamed myself. And then I got better, like, slowly. I don't know what happened actually. There's this sheikh, his name is Amr Khalid. He came out, like, at that time, he came out with a show called بالحرف الواحد, which literally is to, like, taking ayats from the Quran, relating it to science and stuff. Basically, I just Qurani, and that watching that show came at the perfect time. It brought me back up. And then a lot of things happened that strengthened my faith. I would, like, make dua, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would reply right away, and I'm like, subhanallah. And I would make a lot of small du'as, and Allah would reply to me and answer me right away. And mind you, I was doing this alone. Like, this was all just me, no one knew. And when I had that severe anxiety and overthinking and doubt, I still had to go to school and go about my daily life without telling anyone of what I was going through. That was over. It started my spiritual awakening. So I'm doing research and research. Like, I would watch a lot of videos, and then I would, like, question, is this halal or haram? I would look it up on YouTube. All of my YouTube recommended was all religion videos. It was all about Islam. Then I started reading books about Islam. I started reading hadith books, and I started doing ibadah more. I started waking up for fajr, I started making dhikr, and I started listening to Quran more. And I started seriously thinking about hijab. As I was watching a lot of religious videos, I stumbled upon the wrong people. So, you know, when you go on YouTube and you look up hukm something, like, is this halal or haram? You go and there's a lot of videos. I was specifically looking up in Arabic. You know, Arabs, and naturally it would show up, like, a few suggestions of different people. I don't know why, but I would rather click on the one that has a longer beard than the one that has a shorter beard. I don't know why. Sort of grown up to learn. And I started listening to these shuyukh, and I started to know them, and I got caught up in that. This sheikh is saying this and this sheikh is saying this, and then oh, there's drama between shuyukh, and then I started watching that. This sheikh is cussing at this sheikh, and what is this, calling him a kafir, and then this one is cussing this one, calling him a kafir. There are other shuyukh making me fear. It got intense. Okay, إذا زاد الشيء عن حده أكشايف. Then I found myself not watching religious videos. I'm just watching why this sheikh said that, why this sheikh said that, and their backlash. And they're not even posting religious videos right now. They're just posting diss tracks about each other. And I was like, whoa, 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 this is not it. And besides from that, you know, you just watch Islamic reminders. There are people that just don't know how to talk. Okay, they don't know how to make dawah, so they just are making you fear. I watched a few videos of this sheikh and he was talking about death. I would literally not sleep at night because I was afraid I was gonna die. I literally thought I was gonna die because of the way he was describing death as this scary thing. And I was like, Habibi, I'm not trying to have bad sleep right now. Like, let me sleep. They're shuyukh, they're talking about jinn, now they're gonna, like, what? Why are you saying that? And so after that, I realized these people don't know what they're talking about. It's affected me a lot. It can, like, literally get you to be an extremist? متشدد? I don't know how. متعصب, extremist. I think it's extremist. Or it can literally drift you away from Islam, because I'm not trying to live all this fear, you know? I saw death as this negative thing, and now I don't see actually see that as a positive thing right now. You know, I miss Allah, and sometimes I just want to turn back to him. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I am and I'm not. Take it as you want. And then start digging deep. And when for example, when I'm listening to an Islamic reminder, Islamic video, I listen to it with being careful. Like, not just because this person is quote unquote religious or knows more stuff doesn't mean that I'm gonna believe everything that they say blindly and they're right and I'm wrong and I don't have to get it saying this because they know and I don't know. No, like, I have a brain and I can tell what's right and what's wrong too. If I am listening to Islamic reminder, especially someone that I don't know, I listen carefully because they can make you go the opposite way again. And after that, I was a little too extreme. And my family noticed it too. They were like, what the hell is wrong with you? Who are you? And then I started choosing who I listen to. Don't listen to just anyone. Be careful who you listen to because they can brainwash you, and also they use fear. Some shuyukh just don't know and they use fear and don't realize that we are a generation. We're exposed to all this haram and these fitnas just literally in our phones, and you're making Islam very complicated, very hard for us, when it's literally complete opposite. And there are people that literally mix culture with Islam and they use Islam to justify their extreme and misogynistic beliefs and behaviors. That is totally messed up. That's why you should be careful who you listen to, and not everyone with a beard and a thobe represents Islam. Now I listen and follow better people who actually represent the real image of Islam, and I choose them carefully. And now I'm doing so much better. That downfall and then the back up and then too high all happened in 2018. In August 2018, I wear hijab, one of the best decisions ever. Love my hijab. Hijab is not just about the physique, also about your behavior, and that's something that I will always be working out. It's about lowering your gaze. It's about a lot of things, not just headscarf and loose clothing. So always working on that. Everyone should. Men too. Everything is just more chill and settle now. It's a journey, a long journey, and let's just hope we get better every day, and every time we fall, we get back up. In making tawbah, when you get to know who Allah is and how much mercy he has, and you can literally notice that, like, learn to observe every little detail in your life and try to put the pieces together, and how Allah did this because of you, and how Allah prevented this to happen because of what and stuff. And when you start analyzing your life like this, you start seeing the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his mercy in your day to day. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys like this video. I hope that it benefited you. I just hope I didn't post this for nothing, because this video is very special to me. It's very dear to my heart. I'm very vulnerable in it. So I hope that me opening up about my religious journey and how I found Allah helps you. If it helped you, share it with people. It may help others. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Inshallah. Also, Ramadan is soon. I'm so excited. So it's a chance for you to get back up and get close to Allah. Get close to the one that loves you most. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.